I'm Chad, and you're watching Squarebody Stuff. And welcome back to the channel, everybody. We are going to be taking old Squeaky back to the dyno. Of course, it takes just about less than 15 minutes by myself to take this front end off. And it makes it a whole lot easier to work on him. If we were going to do plug changes, we're going to be doing a lot of testing on the dyno. I've got different carb spacers. I've got another carburetor. We got a lot of testing we're wanting to do on this thing just to see if we can squeeze out whatever we can squeeze out of this truck. So I hope you find it interesting. And we've got the whole day to play. Clayton Lamb, their horsepower proving grounds, cleared a schedule. And it's just going to be me and him pretty much playing with old Squeaky, seeing what we can wring out of this little 339. Now, the last time we took Squeaky up to the dyno, it was actually almost a year ago. And the motor was fresh. It didn't have very many miles on it at all. And I can't remember for sure what we made on just motor with the belt and power steering, because at that time I had power steering on him. I'm thinking it was around high 3 teens, like 318, maybe 320, something like that. Without the belts on them, no water pump, no alternator, no power steering, we made 332. We could not make that magical 339 to make 100 or 1 horsepower per cubic inch. We tried real hard, we tried everything, but we just couldn't make it. So hopefully this time we can make it. And then after we do all the testing on carb spacer combinations, everything else, different carburetors, we're going to be testing the nitrous. And I've still got the 250 shot jets loaded up in it from when I was at the drag strip last time. So, the last time we was at Mocan Raceway, we made the best pass ever. 781 in the 8th and a 1250 or 1240 something in the quarter at 106 miles an hour. So that was the fastest this truck has ever ran. But we're going to be making it faster. But I wanted to have an end of the year dyno test to see where he's at the end of the year and the progression from the beginning of the year, the beginning of the life of the 339 up to this point, and then from here on, when we make changes this winter, we're going to be going back. And in the meantime, if you're not already subscribed, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that share button, ring that notification bell so you get notifications whenever I put out new videos. So I'm going to get old Squeaky started up, and we're going to get him loaded up, and we're going to head about an hour and a half west of here. Okay, we'll do a true cold start with old Squeaky here. It's just above freezing. 32 degrees, 34, 30, I don't know, it's 30 some degrees. Alright, we have made it here. We got Squeaky all hooked up to the dyno. We got Clayton Lamb here, the head honcho, in his new shop. Look at what we got in here. We got another Squarebody. There's a Squarebody over there. Beautiful red Charger. All sorts of stuff. A whole lot better setup. Got a lot more room.
Got way more room. Way better.
Hopefully he's got a good exhaust fan to get the smoke out of here when Squeaky starts doing his smoking thing, which me and him have been discussing that. What he thinks it might be. We're going to do some testing. You know, if it's a ring problem, it may show up on the dyno. So I don't know. We're going to get him warmed up and going to make a pull just the way he was. The last time we had him at the track, I haven't changed anything. It is a little bit cooler as far as air temperature. Okay, you had to pull that graph back up of our last best pull. Yeah, so that's what it made last time, and hopefully we're going to be better. Of course, if you watched that video, this engine was fresh. It had less than 10 miles on it. Really, maybe 10 miles of driving on it. So it was fresh. I've been messing with the valve lash on it a little bit, just adjusting stuff, and the engine's a lot happier now than what it was, and it's been going faster and faster, so I'm hoping we'll see a little higher number on there. Okay. Here we go, pull number 2. The first pull is just kind of a test pull.
This time it says you turned to 6,400, or it may peak at 6,400.
Okay.
So.
All right, that makes a little more sense to me now. Okay, so we made 329, 286 torque, and see that was what it peaked at,
6,400.
64, and then it kind of tails off. And Clayton was watching the exhaust. He said right about where it starts rolling over here and start really dropping off is where the smoke was coming in. So, and the AFRs were good. I think we need to do any jetting on that.
No, AFRs are good. I'd leave them alone.
Okay. So 320, that's not bad. I was hoping for a better number. We're gonna make another pull, just kind of back that one up without any changes. Oh, we did put the fresh set of spark plugs in it, so that'd be the only change. I mean, the other set weren't that old, but we want to start off with a fresh set, see where it goes, and yeah, see what we come up with before we start making any other big changes. We're still hopeful to maybe make it, but whatever's going on with this smoke, maybe, you know, that may be robbing some horsepower. So I don't know. That's what we're here to find out. We're doing science.
So the plugs did help it.
Okay.
The torque, it lost RPM signal and then come back,
Oh.
so we got a goofy spike there.
Okay.
But but it did make 335.
Oh. All right. So that's the new high. All right. And that was it. Oh.
We'll look and make sure. Right around 6,200.
Okay. Let it cool off and check the plugs, check the timing mark on the plugs, see if we can see anything.
Yep.
But we're already at a personal best. All right, so here's what we're gonna try. What were we, 335?
335.
335. We checked the plugs. Number one is the most oil fouled. It's not horrible. They're all still showing a little bit of oil on them. So the timing's good. We checked the timing mark on the plug is right, so the timing's good. AFRs are good. So I'm pretty proud of that. My tuning is right. So there's not much more we could probably get there. But the only thing else we could do is pull the belt off and run it without accessories, which I guess maybe we should do that before we put the spacers, because next thing we're going to try is mess around with carb spacers. But to be a true A to B to that 332 we made, the best we made, it was without any accessories. No water pump, no power steering pump, no alternator. So that's what, yeah, I think that's what I wanted to do. Yeah, I want to do that for the next pull.
Easy enough.
Yeah. And then we're going to play with spacers, because right now I've got a 2-inch spacer on there open. We've got a 4-inch or a 1-inch 4-hole that's been tapered a little bit on the bottom, and then a 1-inch open spacer. And we're going to play around with different combinations. I don't have any long enough studs to stack to make a 4-inch tall one. Thought about that, but anyhow, we're gonna take the belt off, make a run without the belt on it. Hope we don't melt it down. Okay, well, let's go to the good news. It actually made 344.4, so it's another personal best. It's that water pump, alternators,
9 horsepower.
Yeah, I don't know if that's worth it to put an electric pump on there, but the alternator's probably half of that,
probably.
So anyhow, so yeah, I had to shut it off. Something didn't sound right. So it's 62, peaked out at 344. We're gonna look it over, see what I need to start. I'm gonna try it. I'll put the belt back on, start it back up, see what it sounds like, or maybe we should pull plugs first before we. Let's pull plugs first.
Yeah.
Let's be smart about this. So okay, we'll find out what's going on. We didn't kill it.
Is your fuel pressure gauge over here, did it quit?
That's for the nitrous.
Okay. Good.
Alright, so we didn't kill it. So with that run, like I was saying before, that's 344 horsepower. It did, I'll show you here, it did make that was the peak. It started coming down, acting funny, I let out of it. So yeah, we've made over 1 horsepower per cubic inch to the hubs. And now we're gonna play with spacers. We're gonna do some science. Man, this is awesome, having access to this kind of stuff. Well, I've always wanted to do this kind of stuff, and I get to share it with you guys. Clayton's awesome. He's more excited about this than I am, maybe. When I was messaging him, set up the appointment, and I said, how much time do you have? He said, we're gonna have all day Saturday. bring whatever you want to bring to test, because last time he was here he was hoping I brought because we got another carburetor, I got spacers, so we're gonna just do some playing and see if maybe we find a better combination for this. You know, this may not have been the optimal combination, but this is the way I've tested it before, so I just wanted to leave it. But now we're gonna find out something different. Good, bad, I don't know.
It's a little rough to do with just my finger.
That's what she said.
Needs more leverage.
I am just gonna, it's easy enough to unhook the fuel line, everything's gonna pull it all the way off.
Okay.
And we're not fighting the spacers. I think Clayton wanted to try open on the bottom. And I think it makes most sense with this nitrous plate. Let me see how it looks. Yeah. Because with it on the bottom, it won't work the way it's supposed to. So we'll do the nitrous plate. Need another gasket. All right, we've got the spacers on there, and we're gonna warm him up, make another pool, see what difference this makes. I don't know. Let me know in the comments what you think. We get a good spacer combination set up, and then we'll try a bigger carburetor. Something's not heavy. All right, so we found an issue, or what? Hopefully this is the only issue. I mean, we checked it acted like it was running lean, so we pulled the float bowls off, checked the carburetor, nothing there. Started back up, still doing the same thing, and the idle's way funky. Well, here's a little backstory. I don't remember if I've told this before, but the last time I was at the track, it started acting kind of like this. The idle was up and down. Actually, at Newport, it started acting this way. And when I got back from Mocan, The idle was way down at the end of that last run. It just wasn't running right. So checked the timing when I got back to shop, and it was retarded a bunch. Then I remembered when I locked this distributor out. Now you can call me whatever. It was a dumb idea. I thought it was a good idea at the beginning, but I tried to. Let me see if I can get this to stay there. All right. Hopefully the light's good enough to see. See that little tack weld right there? All right, so to lock this out, all I did the first time was just put a zip tie around that, thinking that's to me just enough to hold that. Well, that broke. So in between now and Mocan, I pulled the distributor out, put a nice little tack weld on there. Maybe not nice enough apparently, because now it's still doing the same thing. I guess, like Clayton said, centrifugal force is could be pretty strong. So we've got the distributor out. We're going to fire up one of his welders, and this time it's not going to break. I'll make sure I weld it. Maybe 2 or 3 spots. I don't know. Oh well. Live and learn. I'm just glad it's not something more major. Or major. Yeah. Alright. What was your name? Sean? Sean. Sean welded my distributor back up because I don't think they trusted me to do it a second time. But it's his rig and everything, so it works better. So we got it welded up. Got the timing set again. Took me forever to get the stupid distributor stab back in. I just couldn't get it lined up with the oil pump. So anyways, start up, everything's verified. We're back to where we were. This will be the test on the 2 spacers. Open, nitrous plate, 4-hole carburetor. So that's going to be this test. Hopefully it don't have any more hiccups.
But actually it made a little more down low by 2 or 3.
Yeah.
But then in the mid-range it lost it. That's interesting.
Of course it's like onesies twosies, so
yeah,
not really big measurable gains or losses. So we will let it cool off just a minute and go with, I want to go with the single open or single 4-hole. We'll go with one way or the other. So right now we've got the open spacer on the bottom. I can show you. Got the open spacer on the bottom, 1-inch nitrous plate and then carburetor. So we're took the 4-hole out. See if there's any significant difference here. Is it just me or is it not smoking as bad out this bank?
it's not smoking as bad out this bank.
That's odd. We fixed it.
Oh, it actually made more.
It did, didn't it?
Mm-hmm. And it was
And it's in white, right?
Yep. And it made the difference right here carrying out the back.
Ooh, I like that. Hope you guys see that where it carries out right here. Another.
That's 7 more there.
That's quite a bit. And down here, I'm not worried about that little thing, but from there, it maintained what we gained on the bottom end of the last run.
Yes.
So far, this is the
best setup.
Best one. What did it peak at?
60.
No, yeah.
6,300, 6,400. Let's see, 6,239.
Okay.
So ignore this number here.
Okay. That's what was throwing me off. Okay, so best number yet, other than the one without the belt. And another thing I noticed, or we noticed, is the left bank didn't smoke near as bad. I mean, not near as bad as it. Yeah, that's cool. I don't know if we fixed it or what caused that. These are the things I hate, the stuff you can't explain. For sure. Looks like a Cheech and Chong movie in here. You see the haze of smoke in the sunlight.
So another interesting thing.
Okay.
The open 4-hole leaned it out. Get rid of that one.
How much?
This one leaned it out?
Yes. 3/10.
Okay.
Almost half the point. Sounds better.
Yeah. It's happier.
Yeah, I leaned it out about 3/10 all the way. So that's interesting.
Is that thick enough?
Not enough. We're not going to change that. We're gonna,
Yeah.
let's put the 4-hole spacer on.
Got a pint piece.
And
This is just in a scrap box over
Yeah.
there. But I have more of it.
That'll work.
Sure
If
that-
not,
see what it do. I think even with 1 inch less, unless it makes the best with no spacer,
Okay.
I still think I got enough.
Yeah.
I might have to raise my scoop up
I
again.
will get you paid.
Yeah.
He said,
Ow.
bring it down, leave it with him.
did that work?
Second time that thing's popped off and clamped right on my leg.
Right on.
Well, it wasn't by design, Chad.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, Amber will text you. She said it'll be here Monday.
Okay.
Okay.
We'll make it work.
Thank you.
I'm falling behind.
Oh, yeah.
That thing's biting me.
What are we doing now?
We're gonna put the 4-hole on and see if the 4-hole makes any more than that one did.
Well, it'll probably make it at the bottom.
We don't know.
Don't you think?
I've had 4-holes make more up top too.
She hot.
No.
Now, I'm gonna suggest something.
Plate needs to go
Probably.
first.
Can I just suggest something? Put it upside down.
I've seen that.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen that.
Mm-hmm. Put it upside down. Try it. What do you got to lose?
Yeah.
Because they did it
Mm-hmm.
and it made like 23
I
or
can't remember who
something.
that was on. Engine Masters, or was that?
No, it was that one dude that does a lot of small block testing.
Is it Eric Weingarner?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm just throwing that out there.
I'm glad you said that, because
Okay, so you got a
So-
gasket. Put it like that.
that's the carb gasket.
Oh, yeah, my bad. So you got all open gaskets?
Yeah, I didn't get any 4-hole.
So we'll try it this way, and then we'll try it this way, and then we'll try this under
Right.
both ways.
I don't think under's gonna.
I don't think under will make it.
No, I'm not. I don't think it's gonna do.
No, I agree.
So
But I have seen that personally, to where they ran them upside down and it made a hell of a difference. Not saying that it's
Yeah.
going to on this,
No,
you
you
know,
never know.
whatever. but-
yeah, that's what we're doing. We're playing.
Yeah, we've
That
been
was
there.
gonna pinch
So
my nipple.
this is the other guinea pig, huh?
Yeah, we played on this one a few times.
This carbureted guinea pig.
Let's see. Are we sure that's gonna?
That's
seal
what
up?
I didn't know was if it was. It should.
It should.
Oh, wait, I got the wrong. We'll try it. And then what was that? 330,
333.
333.
So. So it was down 2, 3.
Okay.
So
That one's not the ticket.
nope, it's not as happy.
All right, so now we got the 4-hole spacer back on there the correct way. Hopefully we don't have a bad vacuum leak. AFRs were still good on that one, still safe, so it wasn't that big of a deal. So yeah, we'll try the 4-hole, and then we'll try just the nitrous plate.
There's your number you're looking for.
Choking on my spit now. 339 with accessories. We made it, but we still got more testing to do.
We do.
No spacer may make 340. Clayton had a good idea. He said we need to try to make 341 because we know the accessories, the water pump and alternator, took out about 9. So if I make 341, put an electric water pump and run no alternator, just charge the battery or put a 16-volt battery in it,
Yep.
then be at 350 horse.
305.
350 horse, 339, but still 305 based.
Yes.
I'm real curious what it actually makes the crank, because I know this drivetrain has to suck out a bunch.
That 14 volt eats a lot.
So we're pretty confident it's over 400.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was my goal to begin with. I just want a nice 400 horse kind of street engine that you could ride on the street if you wanted to and have fun at the track. But the next camshaft I want to put in here isn't quite as streetable. It's still be streetable, but probably gonna have to go to manual brakes.
Yes.
Alright, so we're getting quicker at this. The long studs that I've got are making it a little bit hard, but we got it figured out. It's just the nitrous plate underneath the carb, so no spacers, just the nitrous plate. We'll see if that picks up anything, or yeah. So far the 4-hole, just the 4-hole is the best. So may go with the 4-hole.
We want the 4-hole on it.
What the 4-hole? Yeah, I lost 5.
4 hose.
So, here's the next question. Do you want to do carburetor
Or nitrous.
or nitrous?
Well, we got to have the carburetor off anyways.
Yeah.
But then we have to put,
Yeah, the carburetor back on.
Oh, you're
to run the
talking-
nitrous.
yeah. Either way, and it's not that hard to do. So,
It's your call.
You got a second carburetor? for it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
yeah, this is 750. And I've got an 850, and it's a vacuum secondary, but that won't make any difference really, as long as they're opening up all the way.
This carb's not set up for nitrous?
Yeah.
No, this one is.
I was gonna say, I seen the nitrous.
Yeah.
The other one's not.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying.
Well, it
this,
is-
this one without nitrous or with, okay.
Yeah.
I
We can put the 4-hole, put that carburetor on, see which one makes the most horsepower.
Right.
Then, if that one makes more horsepower, then we'll just swap the plate, the switch plate on that one, and run nitrous on that one.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Good job, guys. All right, so now we've got our 4-hole spacer back on there, nitrous plate on the bottom. This is the combination that made the most horsepower so far, but we've also changed carburetors, put the 850 on it. We'll see if it makes any difference. We're kind of thinking that it doesn't need the extra CFM.
But right here, it just petered over.
Yeah. It just didn't need the extra carburetor.
No, it doesn't.
Of course, now I wish I had a 650 to put on it, but I think 650 wouldn't be quite enough.
That's where I think you'd be.
It'd be better on the street.
So,
650 would be a whole lot better on the street for just a street driver, but
so right here, it was making more, but your 13.5 on air fuel and your 12.5 there, and then this continues to get richer. Let's lean this out a little.
okay. All right, so we threw some more jets in the carburetor, actually pulled some out, went down 4 on front and rear, so leaned it out a little bit. Maybe it'll pick up a little bit. I don't know, we'll see. That's what we're here for, the science.
Yep.
Professor
I
Clayton.
don't know about that, but
.328.
yep.
Bigger is not always better.
And look at the air fuel; it's almost dead on it.
Mm-hmm.
So
Which one is it? The white one?
the white one is the small carb.
Okay. The green, yeah, the green one's this last pull.
Yes.
Yeah, because I carried it out.
Yep.
It's carrying out better than what it was.
So definitely want the smaller carb on it.
Do you happen to look at the secondary?
It opened all the way.
All right, so now back to the little carburetor and then nitrous. I don't think there's anything else we've got to try or want to try.
You made 339.
Yeah.
So we could do 339, and then the belt off, it should make 348 if you took the belt off.
Yeah. I'm not worried about doing a pull on that. We know what the belt does.
I know it's worth about 8,
Yeah.
9.
So Yeah, so if I went with electric water pump and bigger battery, I could be close to 350 horse. Oh! That's why it was idling up so high. Somebody forgot to, this guy, forgot to hook up the vacuum line for the booster.
Let's try it again.
That was running way lean.
Yeah.
Was it even hooked up the first time?
It was hooked up the first time.
Okay. All right. Well, another pool with the vacuum line hooked up.
Better with it on, but
Yeah.
it's still not as good.
Yeah. Okay.
So we just verified it.
Look at the AFRC. I wasn't watching it, so I don't know what it did.
Yeah, it's right there. Right
Okay.
where followed
Okay.
the white almost.
Okay.
So
All right. So big carb, not better. All right. So a little bit of a issue with our nitrous. I'm glad Clayton caught it because my ears aren't that great anymore. But my nitrous solenoid's leaking. And actually, I done something I don't normally do. Usually, before I turn the bottle on, I start the engine up.
it's a good thing you didn't do that.
Well, at least you know. I mean,
Yeah,
it's enough. It would have acted.
it would have
funky.
revved up.
Yeah.
But yep. So we're gonna have to change that around.
So we're gonna take my purge solenoid, which I think is the same. I don't know if that is that an adjustment.
Yeah.
I don't know if it needs to be adjusted. If it's adjusted different than the solenoid,
Shouldn't
or
be.
okay. So we'll try to figure out something so we can at least make one nitrous hit. We figured out we're just going to use the purge solenoid and just use the purge solenoid. Set my ramp in to where it will help purge as I'm getting into the pool. We already pre-purged the line a little bit before we hooked it back up to the plate. So we should be okay. Maybe. Got that 7/16.
Yep, in my hand.
Okay. We might double check those. So right now we're just waiting on my bottle to heat up, and then we'll make a hit. Hopefully it works out okay.
I think it will.
I mean, I'm not worried under normal circumstances. I'm not worried about using nitrous now like I was. You know, used to be a little bit nervous about it, but
You've used it enough.
I've used it enough. Even the 250 shot, I've used it enough that, like you always said, this is the safest place to do it.
True.
Really.
It is. I always tell guys I'd rather see you scatter one here than on the
track.
racetrack.
Yep.
Because at the racetrack, it's not, you might scatter it 600 feet out and then slide into the wall.
Yep.
You tear a car up. Here, it's just a motor.
Yep. And clean the mess up off the floor.
Yep.
Nitrous passes are so cool in this thing on the dyno because you just feel everything. You're not worried about driving, you just feel the whole thing. It's fun. Gotta let him warm up a little bit.
A little on the rich side. It's 10.5, 10.7. It is way out of that graph though.
only 150 horse extra.
Yeah. And I would say a lot of that is because of how rich it is. So, what do you want to do?
I've got my nitrous jets.
Okay.
It's easy enough to jet that one down. Alright, since it's running plenty rich, we put the next smallest fuel jet I've got in the nitrous plate. And yeah, we'll see what it does. I don't think it's going to do any worse. I want to see over 500. We're just right there. But it only made 155. So, and that was a lot of fuel. There was a lot of black smoke when it first hit. A lot of black smoke.
Yes,
it was chooching like a diesel. It smokes more than Maxine does. But I'd rather be a little bit rich than too lean.
Yes.
Clutch slipped that time. Clutch slipped that time. I see the sparks coming out. 500. Still a lot of fuel.
Yeah. That didn't lean it out as much as I would have thought. And it's still 11. Still even gets into the 10s. Probably needs to be leaned out one more time.
All right. 513. I wanted to see over 5.
You are over 5.
And it's still rich. Still blowing black smoke.
Yes. But you are definitely closer because it has now got the cone out the header.
Lighting the old candles, huh?
Yep.
Yeah, you need to send me that picture. Or is that this?
It's a video.
No.
But I will send it to you.
Yeah.
So you're up.
Another 13.
Yeah, you're up over 40 horse on the 20, 30. Yeah. You're up 30 on the nitrous. Just changing that.
That'd be a considerable amount on the track.
Yeah. And that got it. That's as lean as I'd want to get it.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
It right there you're into the 12s and then it dips down into the 11s.
Okay.
If you had a jet in between the two, that's what I would put in it.
Yeah.
But you are definitely over 500 horsepower out of a 305 block.
All right, guys, I'm going to have just a little insert here explaining the using the purge solenoid in place of the actual nitrous solenoid. Now, it did work for us. We were only able to make 175 horse. We had to dial back the jetting from their 250 shot fuel jetting on their chart. We had to dial it back to the actual 150 shot jetting. The number 48 fuel jet is for the 150 shot, but our AFRs were great. We were way on the safe side, but not too rich, so it worked out great. We made a true 175 horse on the dyno, so you can't dispute that. And I just got off the phone with Nitrous Express and asked them some questions about that. And as far as they know, the purge solenoid and the mainline 1000 nitrous solenoid is pretty much flows the same. They didn't have any actual literature on the orifice size of the purge valve. The nitrous valve that comes with the kit is a .078. So honestly, still not 100% sure what the orifice size is in the purge solenoid. Not saying that they, I'm not definitely not saying anything bad about Nitrous Express. Every time I've called them, everybody I've talked to about Nitrous Express has nothing good to say about them. But I'm just letting you guys know exactly what I know. Hopefully that answers any questions we had or you might have on the nitrous thing on why we, or why it only made 175 horse. That's all I've got for you guys. It is what it is at this point. Now, I won't be going back to dyno till probably this spring. We're going to be doing some work on the engine in this thing. We're going to be doing some work on this whole truck. So we'll be going back to dyno this spring with a little bit different setup. And I'll have a new nitrous solenoid. And we will revisit the nitrous setup to see if we can get a true 250 horse out of this kit. If not, it's fine. At least on the dyno, it's easy to know exactly what I'm making and know what to do from there. Whether I'm going to go with a bigger kit, 2 kits, or go a whole different route one of these days, which I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go a whole different route one of these days. But for right now, we're going to play this nitrous. I'm going to keep fighting and figuring it out. It's a challenge. So if you have any more questions about the nitrous deal, hit me up in the comments below. I'll do my best to answer them. I may not be able to answer them. So anyways, I'll leave it there and we'll go back to the rest of the video. Everybody say a big thanks to Clayton Lamb for letting me come here and play and just being a cool dude. This is a dream. Yeah, this is a dream come true for a guy like me, and yeah, it's been awesome.
Fun.
It's awesome. I learned so much. I learned a lot, and
we find the problems, always seem to find them on the dyno.
Yeah, and I would have probably never felt comfortable enough really making that big of a jump in the jets at the track on the nitrous, because I always want to stay on the safe side, but I was giving up 40
horse.
Yeah, I was giving up 40 horsepower. So yeah, so if you can get to a dyno, even just to play around, it's well worth it, because there would be no way I could have done all this on my own. I mean, I'm pretty decent at tuning, but it's just a lot harder at the track. A lot harder.
You can't get as many clean runs in. Something stupid will happen. It'll spin, smell oil down.
Yeah, it's track conditions vary.
Yep.
This is a really controlled environment, and yeah, it's well worth it, guys. So I appreciate you guys watching. And hopefully I can put a good video together with all the footage I got, with all my cameras dying and batteries going dead and all that. So, till next time, y'all keep your square bodies rolling. We'll catch you later.